Hey guys, welcome back to another video. This video we're going to set up a new application from scratch again, and we're going to talk about how to do radio buttons. So we'll show you how we'll set up a group. We'll use one widget, which will be like a group widget, and then on top of that we'll throw in how many radio buttons that we want to do. So radio buttons are used to toggle between choosing a selection of some sort. Radio buttons personally are not one of my favorite widgets to use, but they are still valuable and they can be used for certain reasons. So if you're setting up a new form, maybe you have an option of male or female. You can also do a drop down list of values, but more common you'll see people use a radio button for one or other, male or female, or on or off, or something like that. So we'll come up with something that we'll use. I'll show you how to do it, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started and pull up the screen. So we have our screen here, and what I'm going to do is start a new Android application. Let's see here, too many screens going here. All right, so I didn't tell you about this, and one day we'll talk about how to grab code from, it has Get, so you can actually grab your code from GitLab from here as well, but we'll save that for another video. So start a new project. I'll call it my radio button, plural, yes, buttons, and I'll hit next, and I'll keep it at Jelly Bean. Next, empty activity, finish, and it builds the path out for us. Perfect. So we have all the same stuff that we had before, which I don't know why it's acting really weird. All right, just give me a second here. Conflict with dependency, COM Android. This is new to me. What is that? All right, let's see here. I don't know. It's fine. I think it's because I don't have 27 installed and it's barking about it, but it's fine. It catches out. There goes my computer acting crazy again. All right. So let's go into, let's move this over a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. So let's go down to layouts, and we have activity already selected. So let's choose our activity, which is our default activity. Once it loads, design editor is unavailable. It's a successful build. All right, so let's go ahead and run it once. A couple new things. I did get a new version, so I'm not sure if that's what's happening, so give me a second here. Run it. All right, that's weird. Always something new to learn with everything that you do. All right, let's go ahead and get started. So we have our options here, and so what I'm looking for is I'm looking for a radio group first. So sometimes I start typing stuff in, I get a little pain in the butt look up stuff. So we have radio group, so I left click on it and drag it down here. I'll put it right in the center. So let's move this guy to the center here. All right, so what we need to do is add constraints. This constraint allows us to see stuff that we can't see over here. So I'm gonna click on that and bring it to the top so that we can center it, and I'm gonna grab the bottom one and drag the cursor down here. I'm going to do the same thing with the right over, and I'm going to do the same thing with the left over. Perfect. So that allows us to build a wall. Now sometimes, like when I click on here, you don't see anything, but you see it over here. And so that's a new feature that Android added. So now I'm going to drag this radio button down here, and I'm going to put one here. Let's see here. 1 second. They look a little fishy. Let's see. All right, so I see, and you see how like we don't see anything like that? I did that wrong. So let's undo that. You could do Control Z or hit this guy up here. I'll take it off. We have our thing there. We have Hello World there, and I don't want Hello World there. So I'm going to take Hello World off there. So I'm going to click on it and hit delete, because I don't want that there. I just want my radio group there. That's all I want. what I need to do is take radio button and drag it in to the radio group like this. That'll be better. And then if I click on it, it brings it down. Now we'll change the values again. So I'll drag radio button down to group again, and I'll grab one more radio button and put it down in the group. Now you see things look a lot better over here. I don't have to align it because it falls in that category. And so it makes it look a lot better. And we'll change these values, and we'll also want to change the ID values as well. Okay. All right, so let's look at the code. So let's go into main activity. Maybe we'll look at the code. All right. Why am I not seeing the code? Ah, because it's in the constraint layout. So, where am I looking at? Alright, so you know what the problem is. You can't see my screen. So, let me minimize this real quick. I should record the whole screen. So if you go down to, let's click on, we want to click on activity. If you click on text, this gives you your values right here. So it has like radio button 4, radio button 3, and 2. And like I said, we'll change these values later if possible. So what we want to do is we want to give this group right here an ID value. We could change it here, but what I'm going to do is go into the text, and at the top here where it says radio group, I'm going to come down here. I'm typing Android ID equals, I'll put a double quotation mark at plus ID slash, and then we'll call it I'll call it my radio group ID. So now if I click on the design view, now it has that my radio group ID, and that's what we wanted. So let's see what it looks like. It's not gonna look fancy, but you know, let's see. You can just only hear what my computer sounds like right now. There we go. Like I said, it doesn't look like it's the best thing in the world, but it does have options. One of these 3 options. I mean, right now I could look at this. We could make these bold. We can make this text bigger, but you get the gist of it. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to give these guys values. So let's actually change this around. I call it my radio buttons, and I just thought about this because today I'm missing a wedding. So let's call this wedding reservations. Perfect. So I changed the name of my app to wedding reservations. And all right, perfect. So now we're going to do is make this as a wedding reservation. So when you send it out, the invitation, you're looking for an RSVP. So you're looking for yes, I'm coming, no, I'm not coming, and you're looking for a maybe. Usually you want yes or no, and you want how many people. So first and foremost, I'm gonna click on this. Now, a couple ways that we could do it. We could just come in here and type in yes. We could type in no. But what we want to do is we want to go back and use our strings up here and put the information in there and let that carry it out. So let's this was called radio button. So let's make this radio button for now. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do it the right way. So if I click on this and click on this guy right here, we have our app name. So we're going to use our string, go to add resource, new string value. We'll call it yes is a resource name, and then we'll want it to show out. We'll want the resource value to be like this with yes, and then we'll click OK, and then we'll do the same thing here. So now you notice here, I'll show you something. You see where it says string yes? We could we could put string no, but there won't be no value to it. So we'll do the same thing here. So we'll click on it. We'll add a new resource. We'll call it no, and then we'll come down here and do no, and hit OK. Now, if we go back over to our strings, notice here that we have this. So let's try something else. So let's come here and do our last one and say string name equals maybe, but we want the value to be maybe like this. Okay, and then if we come over to our activity, guess what? It didn't work. I thought it was going to work. Maybe if I recompile it, it'll work. Let's run it and see what happens. Maybe it picks it up then. It should work, but I guess I could be mistaken. Forming a build and install. Instant run. Just give me a second here. Let's see. I'm just wondering if it changes over. Curious. If not, we'll change it the other way that we've been doing. It's not a big deal. Alright, so it didn't like that. That's fine. I'm fine with that. So let's go here. And we'll put maybe add a resource. We'll call it maybe. Maybe it'll hate us on this because it'll think it's already there. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. Alright, so it picked up as a second one. So let's take that other one out. So you have to add a resource there. So that's interesting to know. Alright, so now, oh, look at that. Yeah, so I must have deleted the wrong one. So that's not good. Let's control Z out of that. So let's go back into strings real quick. Let's take this maybe out of here so it doesn't mess anything up. Alright, so let's go back here and let's go back over here and change that value around. Oh, where the heck did my cursor go? Alright, when you have 3 screens, I lose my mouse a lot. Alright, so we'll go back here and try that again. And I'll do maybe, if I can spell it right. Maybe, and hit OK. Alright, there we go. Now that should look a lot better. So let's run it again. Perfect. Alright, so now like in your assignment, I might have you change some stuff around here, but for now, this is good. Alright, so now let's add one more thing to it. So let's find the text view. Right here. We could come down here and we'll put like who's attending. So let's go build your constraint here, and we want to build it off of this box here because we want it to be above it. We don't want it to be below it. So I'm just dragging these objects over here. Perfect. Awesome. And so we want to add value in here. So what we're going to do is go into add new resource, new string value. We'll call it, I'll do this, attending. And then the value that we'll do is tending with a question mark. Is that a yay or a nay? And what I want to do is I want to change the font on it. I don't like that font. So let's choose different fonts and see what they have here. Maybe something with like cursive, something with English lettering and make it look fancy. You know, it could be Architect's Daughter. I like that. That looks cool. Let's see what else we have down there. We have a million of them here. I know we got something Old English or something. Oh, here we go. This might be good. So let's use this one right here. That's a Google font. So you could pull your own fonts over here as well. So let's use the Google font. Now I think we need a bigger size though. So let's go with 24. I don't know if I like 24. It needs to be even bigger. What do you think? 36? Oh, that looks nice. Alright, text appearance. Don't know what this is going to look like. Body, body doesn't look good. So keep it default. But the size, text size went back down. Typeface, do you want it normal? I'll just leave none. Let's see, your text color. Oh, I want bold. But then it takes it away. When you do that, it took it right back to that other one. I didn't like that though. Cursive. There we go, that looks good. Okay, cool. So now we have this. Are you attending? Yes, no, maybe so. You can change colors around, so let's run it around. Save it, I mean. Look at that, attending. Yes, no, maybe. And then if we were creating an app, we could have a button right here, hit submit. Guess what? Boom. It gets saved and it lets us know. And then maybe we could have, what we could do to make this a cool app is we have a button here. So just thinking out loud. So let's say we wanted to create a button. And just to give you guys an idea, we could create a button right here. And what we would do is we would drag it here. We drag it over here. We drag it to the top here. We drag it down to the bottom here. And then we need a value for a button. So what we do, we'd add a resource. And what we call it is submit. And then we'll give it a value to submit and hit OK. And so now if we run it, all right, so now we'll say, yeah, we're attending. And we hit submit button. You know what else we're missing? Is we're missing how many people are attending. We know yes or no. So what can we do? We could come back over here and type in text, maybe plain text. And what we could do is we could put it down here somewhere. And once again, we're going to have to put them over here. Put it over here. Put it up against this guy right here. And do that right there. And then you could put number attending, so you can add a resource here. Actually, let's see what we want to do. Yeah, we want to add a resource and call it quantity, like how many people are showing up. We give it a value right there. We could even use a hint in there as well. So we could use a hint and say number attending. Something like that, and that would actually take that value away. So let's do this real quick. Run it, just playing with this, just kind of building this app up a little bit. And this is what app development's about. So it has a quantity there. So I think we'd probably want to take that string out. Okay, so we take that string out and leave the hint there. We could probably take the hint out and do it the right way. We could add a string in here, and let's see here, add new string value and say quantity. We'll say number value, and maybe number attending. So then hit OK. So now that has that number attending there. If we go back to our strings, we probably don't want quantity here anymore because we're not using that value, you know. So let's go ahead and run it and see what happens. And we're just slowly building this app out. Look at this, this is looking good. All right, so attending, yes, no, and then you put, I say, yeah, we're attending, and how many people are attending? 2 people are attending, so put that value there. And then, you know, we don't have this app built yet, and then we hit submit. But here's the thing, once you click submit, you want to have a confirmation page saying, thank you for, thank you for something, we received your thing. So what would you do? You would come down here, you would create a new layout resource, and maybe you call it something else. Let's see here, let's say, let's copy this, paste it, and you call it maybe thank you, XML, and then you come over here and open this up, and you want to go in design, and then you just want to change it around and then put something here that allows you to thank them. So for example, this is the thank you page, so I don't need this button on this page, I don't need this on this page, I don't need this group name on this page. Now I could have created a blank one, that's fine. We could put something, we could use this text view right here. It says attending. We could probably go and look at the string value. Actually, you know what? Maybe we change the string around. And let's see here. Let's edit trends. No, we don't want that one. we want to take it off completely. Just start from scratch. Okay, so we start from scratch. We that guy's going. So now we need a text layer of some sort. So let's see what we can use here. Just you can even add an image if you want to make it look nice. You know what? I got an idea. But just to save some time here, let's do text. Text view's fine for this purpose. So I'll come down here, add text view somewhere. We'll build it up, top to bottom. Alright, and then we would add a value. We'd add a resource again, and we'd call it thank you. And we'd say thank you for, or say thank you for your RSVP. Something like that, or we've received your RSVP. And then you can make that size bigger, obviously. Maybe center it with this right here. And thank you for your RSVP. Maybe you could do a 30. There you go. Maybe you make it a bold, make it stand out. Maybe change the color as well. Something along that line. So that way, what happens is when they click on this and submit it, we could go ahead and open up this activity, and then they get this thank you RSVP. So that's a lot of what we went through, but just to think about how that's done. All right, so that was a lot actually. So hopefully that video I went into a little bit more. I want you to start thinking about how an app is developed. Think about what you want to happen. So you input that information, you hit submit, and then really what happens is it goes out to a database somewhere, it logs it, and then comes back to that next page, which is that activity. It says, thank you, we received your reservation, blah, blah, blah. And then there you go, you have a completed app, it's working. So hopefully you get something out of this video. That was a lot for a radio button, but we'll do more videos like that. And I want you guys to start thinking, because if you do an assignment, I'm going to say, okay, you know, we kind of built that, so let's have you complete it and add a couple other things to it. Okay? Thanks for watching. Have a great day.